What's going on with y'all YouTube? This is your boy D Weezy and welcome back to another video. Now today's video I come to realize that I haven't made a gaming video in a while because anime had just been taking over as of late. But now since the anime season, at least in my perspective in my eyes, it has calmed down some. So I might as well just come on here and just make a gaming video because like I said, it has been a while. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Now for this video, I want to quickly talk about all the gaming consoles that I've owned throughout my life up until this point. It was a video idea that I just randomly thought about yesterday, and I was just thinking back of all the consoles I had and all the games and all the good times that I have and the memories that I had with them. And I just wanted to share this with y'all right quick. So the first console that I remember owning is the Nintendo 64. Yes, it's a Nintendo 64. It all-time classic. It has controller only had one joystick. It had four buttons, and you just kind of hold it at something like this. And it has this kind of weird shape, but at the time, it was just a great console to play on. And yes, for all the people out here, you did have to hit it with one of these. Hey, listen, at the time, that was a method and it was working. The highlights games that I played for that console was obviously arguably the greatest game to ever play in some people's eyes, Super Mario 64. I'm glad that I played that game. It was a 007 game I remember owning. I remember in a jail game that I played. Like, I don't even watch hockey, but I just had that game at random. I was playing it. I remember having some fun with it, even though I didn't know much about hockey at the time. And yes, that game include fighting scenes, and I just think that was just pretty cool. I was like, oh, what? They can fight? Well, they would get penalized, but they just normally in hockey, if two people just pissed off at each other, they could just duke it out. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty cold now thinking about it. Those were the only games that I remember having. I know I had more games than that, but those were the only three that I just think about at the time. My honest opinion on that in terms of experience, I just think to myself, I was a little kid and I was just sitting on the ground, on the carpet, in my room, and I'm just playing a game hours on hours on hours. Sometimes I'll pull all nighters on there. It was just a really good time to have, man. The next gaming console that I ever owned was the Game Boy. Obviously, the Game Boy is an all-timer. Can never go wrong with a Game Boy. All I know is that the games that I played on there were most likely like Mario games, maybe a bit of. I probably played a Pokemon game too because Pokemon back then was really popping. I played probably like one Pokemon game in my life, and it was probably on that Game Boy. For that time being, I really loved it, really enjoyed it. Next two consoles that kind of intertwine with each other, I did have the Nintendo DS and Nintendo 3DS, which, fun fact, I still have a Nintendo 3DS till this day. At the time, I didn't have a charger for it, so I went to GameStop that's near me before it closed down. And I just went in there and I found the charger for it. I just bought it instantly and I haven't played on it yet. But I'm always thinking about playing it and I'm always thinking about going back and revisiting it. I also got to charge it up first because it's dead right now. From my experience with the both Nintendo DS and 3DS, it's arguably my favorite handheld that I ever had because obviously I lived at the times to when you're supposed to be asleep, but you're up playing Nintendo 3DS underneath the covers. But once we was little kids and you just had this amazing sense of hearing, and you could just hear someone just try to go into your room, but then soon as they try to get in beforehand, you just close it up, turn the volume all the way down, hide it underneath your pillow, and just feel like you sleep. And they'll just go around just looking at you for about 10 seconds and then close the door on you. And then you just sit there with your eyes closed. You just sit there. You were able to hear them close their room door and you get back to playing the game. The amount of times I did that was just funny. And also the all nighters. I just remember just being up all night playing all sorts of games. I played Sonic games, I played Mario games again. I was playing Star Fox 64. I played Super Street Fighter 4. I think I played a cooking game on there too. I forgot the name of it. It's very popular and it has this woman who had this round head and she has like the pupil eyes. I forgot what it was, but I know she's like world renowned in the gaming world. But I forgot her name. I think I remember playing a game with that too, which is funny. I would say the Nintendo 3DS was my handheld, especially at the time when you can use the pen to write stuff. You can record your voice, do playback, and put it in like folders or whatnot. That was just so cool to me. The next console that I remember having is the Wii. I mean, the Wii is, in my opinion, is one of the best consoles to ever come out. It's one of the best to ever come out. It was more of a family console other than a personal one. It was always in the living room at our house. People would always just come over and play when people were staying over at the weekends, or you just wanted to get on in the living room and just play for hours and hours. I mean, the games on there that we had obviously was great. We had obviously Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort. I played this Mario soccer game, but the soccer ball was made out of metal, and I forgot what the name of it is. I think it's like Strike Mario Super Striker something. I can't think of the name at the time. I played Sonic Unleashed, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Fun fact. And another fun fact: my first ever 2K game I played was 2K13 for the Wii. Now back at the time, I was happy about it. I was excited to play a 2K game, even though back then when I was watching 2K content, it was always people playing on PlayStation or the Xbox. For me playing on the Wii, I felt good because it was different and nobody really cared about the Wii for 2K and all that. If I would have played today, it would age very horribly. It would be just a bad experience overall. Michael Jackson experience, that game went diamond in this household. Not platinum, it went diamond. I mean, RIAA certified diamond out here. We played every single song on there at least 50 times minimum. The amount of hours we had in the game, if we can even log into that, it would probably be close, if not to 1,000 hours. We were trying to break each other's personal records, and we were trying to beat the best records on there. For the most part, we always played the turned up songs. We didn't really play the slow down or sad songs like that. We didn't play like Heal the World, Man in the Mirror, Earth Song. We were just here for the Beat It's, the Ghosts, the Thrillers, the Don't Stop Till You Get Enoughs, the Rock Witches. We was here for those kind of songs for the most part. But we played that song at least 50 times on there. The next console that I've remember myself owning for me personally, back to that again, is the Xbox One. I remember getting it for Christmas, and it was back at the time to when I was only playing basketball games. I wasn't out here playing all the all-timer games from different genres. I would literally only play basketball because I was a huge basketball fan at the time. And I remember when I first got it, the first game I played on there was NBA 2K14 for next gen at the time. That's my favorite 2K game of all time. I think it's the best 2K that's ever came out in my eyes. And I played a lot of them. Just logging it on there, just seeing all the new graphics. Because I was always playing the last, the last year at the time was Xbox 360 and PS3. And just the graphic difference from then to the next year at the time with 2K14 with Xbox One and PS4. Oh, listen, it was pretty much night and day with me that I was a kid. I had so much fun with my career. I did the my GM thing, and I was playing my team. I wasn't spending no bread. I was just going out here pulling up on people with silver and bronze cards. A lot of times I was winning, but sometimes I was losing. But that's just life. But anyway, I had also played NBA Live 14 on there, but only the demo. It would only have 4 teams. It was the Heat, Thunder, Knicks, and I think it was the Warriors. It was the Warriors too. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I know that game got a lot of trash at this point in this current time. I always thought that game was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. I only played the demo. Of course, I didn't play the full game, but that game was just trash. My experience on there, the Xbox 360 will always have a place. Not 360. The Xbox One was a great time for me at a console. I had that console for like many years up until college at the time. I still had it when I was in college, but I did unfortunately had to stop using it because I couldn't even put disc in there. I couldn't put a disc in there that wasn't working, and I just wasn't in the digital thing at the time. So it sucks. Staying on the Xbox side, the next one I purchased was the Xbox Series S. And yes, I probably got hit with a side eye from you at that time, but listen, remember the time when the Xbox Series X and S was coming out? Funds weren't there at the time. I'll say that the funds weren't there at the time, and like I said earlier, Xbox 360 ran its course. So I just went in there. I just got it because it was affordable. Because I couldn't really have the funds at the time to get the Series X because I always wanted the Series X just because the disc was on there and I was growing into wanting to get physical copies, but I just couldn't at the time. And I just really, really wanted a new console to play. So I just got that for the price point. I got it because it was cheaper. When I got it, I didn't really have too many problems with it. It would have some issues when it would randomly cut off. I did have issues to when it was hard or difficult to turn it off or cut it on. For the most part, it's not a bad console at all. It's for the people who don't really care about physical copies like that. I would suggest that to you, but it ain't a bad console at all. But in my experience of it, for the most part, it was good. It was very solid. I did have a few problems with it though. And which will lead me to the current console that I have is the Xbox Series X. I got this console a couple months ago, which means that unfortunately I grabbed it to when Xbox decided to raise the prices on it multiple times. And like I said earlier, I wanted to go back to buying only physical copies. I wanted to go back and just own physical media again. Obviously, the difference between the Series X and Series S is night and day. This is the 1 terabyte one I got right now. I currently have 10 games logged on there. It don't have too many gigabytes on it, so keep that in mind. But the storage space on there is really just a big highlight for me because if I had 10 random games on the Series S, a lot of the storage on there would have been filled up already. See, I didn't even crack 20% of the storage in this game console. That was a really big highlight from my opinion. So I was being this so far, working great, have zero problems with it, and it was especially on weekends while we have this on for hours. It doesn't overheat. I'll check every now and then to see if it overheats or not. It hasn't overheated on me, thankfully. And since it's the current one, I'm probably just gonna leave it at that for right now. And once I get the physical media of it, start getting physical copies of some of my favorite games, I think I will have the full experience of it. So with that being said, that was my gaming console tree. Let me know all the game handhelds. Let me know all the gaming console you had in the comments down below. What you feel about it. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Yes, I never had a PSP. I never had PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I never had, I think it was the Wii Wii Plus, I think it was. I know the Wii had a handheld too. I forgot the name of it. I didn't have that either. But this is for all the ones that I've had ever since, going all the way back, all the way up to this current state right now. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And with that being said, if you want to do all the stuff that every YouTuber says at the end of their videos, you can do that or not. Like I always say, you're grown. You can do whatever you want. With that being said, I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out, y'all.